Hi, I'm Billy, and welcome to my video channel here on YouTube. Thanks for stopping by, whether this is your first time visit or you have visited my videos many times. Today, a different type of video. Usually I do a video either on a culture issue, a political issue, or on Sundays, a Bible teaching or something. Today, I want to share something that I shared last Sunday night at my church. My church last Sunday night had a talents and testimony night, and people did different things showing their different talents. And I want to share with you some laugh lines I shared with with the people that were attending that night. Okay. First of all, this lady was depressed, and her friends suggested she get a pet. So she went to a pet store, and the salesman said, "This is the perfect pet for you. This is a talking bird. It will talk to you, and that will make you feel better." So she buys the bird. A week later, she goes back into the pet store. Bird hasn't talked. Salesman says, "Well, do you have toys in the cage for the bird to play with?" No, she doesn't. Salesman says, "You buy some toys, put them in the cage, then the bird will feel like talking to you." So she buys some toys. A week later, she goes back to the pet store. Bird still hasn't talked. Salesman said, "Well, do you have a mirror in the cage?" No. Salesman said, "You buy a mirror, the bird looks at himself, that'll help his self-esteem, and then you'll feel like talking." So she buys a mirror and puts it in the cage. A couple weeks go by, and she goes back into the pet store, and this time she's madder than mad. The salesman sees her and says, "Did the bird talk?" She says, "The bird's dead." The salesman says, Did he say anything before he died?" She said, "Yeah, don't they have any food down at that stupid pet store?" My mom's hard of hearing, and a while back there was a guy running for office named Mike Friend. That was his name. And we got one of those political campaign phone calls at our house, which my mom took. And the caller said, "Would you please vote for Mike Friend?" Well, my mom thought they said, "Would you please vote for my friend?" So my mom said, "Sure, who's your friend? I'll vote for him." And here's something that shows us the importance of having all the correct letters in an email address. Read this. A Minneapolis couple decided to go to Florida to thaw out during a particularly icy winter. They planned to stay at the same hotel where they spent their honeymoon 20 years earlier. Because of hectic schedules, it was difficult to coordinate their travel schedules. So the husband left Minnesota and flew to Florida on Thursday, with his wife flying down the following day. The husband checked into the hotel. There was a computer in his room, so he decided to send an email to his wife. However, he accidentally left out one letter in her email address, and without realizing his error, sent the email. Meanwhile, somewhere in Houston, a widow had just returned from her husband's funeral. He was a minister who was called home to glory following a heart attack. The widow decided to check her email, expecting messages from relatives and friends. After reading the first message, she screamed and fainted. The widow's son rushed into the room, found his mother on the floor, and saw the computer screen which read, "To my loving wife, subject, I've arrived. Date October 16, 2005. I know you're surprised to hear from me. They have computers here now, and you're allowed to send emails to your loved ones. I've just arrived and have been checked in. I've seen that everything has been prepared for your arrival tomorrow. Looking forward to seeing you there. Hope your journey is as uneventful as mine was. P.S. Sure is hot down here." This guy was driving. He came to a stop sign. He slowed down and coasted through the stop sign. Police officer pulls him over and says, "You went through that stop sign, buddy." The driver says, "No, I slowed down, coasted through it, and that's the same thing as stopping." The officer says, "No, it isn't, and here's the ticket to prove it." Next day, same guy comes to the stop sign again, slows down and coasts through the stop sign. The same police officer pulls him over and says, "You went through that stop sign." The guy says, "No, I slowed down, I coasted through it, and that's the same thing as stopping." The officer said, "No, it's not, and here's another ticket to prove it." Next day, same guy, same police officer. Guy comes to a stop sign and he coasts through it. Police officer pulls him over and said, "You went through that stop sign, buddy." The driver says, "No, I coasted through it, and that's the same thing as stopping." With that, the police officer grabs the guy by the collar, pulls him out of the car, takes his billy. It says, you being unable to receive this concept is driving me nuts. With that, the police officer takes his billy club and starts beating the man over the head. And the officer says to the driver, "Now, do you want me to stop or just slow down?" This Amish boy and his dad went to the mall. And they were amazed. They'd never seen a door open, people got off, and other people got on. They'd never seen an elevator before. So they were amazed. Pretty soon, an 85-year-old lady with no hair got on, the door closed. Then a few minutes later, the door opened and a 25-year-old blonde walked out. The Amish father says to the boy, "Go home and get your mother." I come from a great family, but when I was growing up and my dad had to spank one of us kids, he said he did it because he loved us. Turns out of all the kids in my family, he loved me the most. Well, thanks. I hope these jokes were entertaining and laugh. I think at times we need to forget politics, the culture issues, and have a good old lighter side of life. Thanks for watching. I hope these brought joy to your heart and your life. Until next time, I'm Billy. I'll see you.